Recognizing the incredible potential of the embedded connected device market, a young startup company here on the border of Indiana and Kentucky is well on the way to developing a solution that will connect you to your car. But instead of following the traditional VC route, it has instead elected to partner with a company that can provide engineering and business expertise.
It pretty much all started in 2002. I'm a native Texan, and my father actually works at GE. So it brought us up to the consumer industrial plant in Louisville, Kentucky. So that was where the idea started. He could see his car way out in the parking lot, and he came home one day and said, "Hey, I wish I could start my car from my cell phone." And I've never seen more than an inch of snow before coming from Texas, and that seemed like a good idea at the time to figure out a solution. So I built that. It was called Auto Attendant at the time, and it was a system that allowed you to start your car from your cell phone. It picked up and said, press 1 to start your car, press 2 to unlock the doors, etc.
I met Marc during a class we were taking together. He was demonstrating his product. Then at the time, he called it CarLink. I thought it was a pretty cool device, great application. And when I saw what he was using to build the device itself, I saw some opportunity for the company I was working with at the time called Samtec. So I suggested we talk after class, and we did. And I started bringing him some connectors and cables to start using in his design.
It wasn't until my senior year in high school that I entered it into a science fair. And it won 4th place category at Intel ISEF, which occurs every year. And after that, it spun off and went on to CNN with Lou Dobbs, the Today Show with Katie Couric, and from there it really gained interest and a lot of traction, and a bunch of VC capital firms here and abroad were interested in the concept. I was 17 when I was offered $2 million in VC funding to take it to the next level, and to turn that down was very tough.
When Marc was going through venture capital deals and bouncing them off me, they all sounded pretty bad, very egregious. And coming up through Samtec, I saw the benefit of having a homegrown company, privately held and debt-free, and how flexible it allowed the company to be. And I wanted to mimic that with Mavizon.
It came to seeing Samtec and the realization that they could provide a very good intrinsic value for us. I mean, just from the idea of walking downstairs and talking to a bunch of engineers to get rapid prototyping done for Autobot is fantastic. And that value alone made me want to stay here.
So Samtec's a cable and connector manufacturer. They sell, design, and build the connectors. Founded in New Albany, right here, and we decided to pitch the owners of Samtec on the idea of spinning off a new company in consumer tech. We started to see the benefits immediately. So we're in the same building as very talented engineers, Carnegie Mellon, Virginia Tech, these types of schools, as well as great business sense people. A lot of these people have been at Samtec for 20 or more years. They helped Samtec grow the way it did. So it's awesome to be able to have a meeting with someone who helped that growth, and then bounce ideas off to see if we can kind of mimic some of that same organic growth that Samtec experienced.
Louisville's a tough place to grow a tech company, especially when we're known for Kentucky Fried Chicken and sending boxes all over the world with UPS. But nevertheless, we decided to go ahead and start here, and it's been very resourceful with Samtec in mind, meaning they're a worldwide interconnector company, and their relationships abroad have helped us create connections. For example, with Costa Rica, we've got a significant amount of programming talent down there working on rapid development for Autobot and some of our other software systems, and so that helped us out. But in the digital age of today, we can be abroad. You know, it's always easy to video conference and or teleconference, so that has made it significantly easy for us. I don't have to go buy a new vehicle to get these services. And the idea that Autobot is able to integrate with a lot of third-party services makes it open, universally accessible, and useful to everyone. So that's where the idea to connect the car really took off. So it started out as just a simple appliance to control your car to connecting yourself. We took a protocol that's universally accessible, the OBD2, and we open that up so that we can control cars and or look at diagnostic information and create intelligent offers based upon that. So we opened up what was known as an open protocol and made it universally accessible and useful. It connects into that diagnostic port. So if you go to the dealership and you need to get your oil changed and or see what's wrong with your engine temperature or something erratic goes on, the dealers hook up through that OBD2 diagnostic port. And it plugs right in there. There's no need to power it to your cigarette lighter by any means. It's all self-contained, so the idea is I can plug in Autobot, I sync it to our server, and I go. We've got a proprietary service that we call HyperServe, and Autobot connects to this cloud service. And from this cloud service, we make it universally accessible and useful. So therefore, third-party services like Facebook and Twitter can also access this information, and we make it useful to the end user and companies that want to create applications and services for Autobot. From the car to the cloud, we rely on cellular networks, and right now the big ones are AT&T, Verizon, and Sprint. And with those services, we're able to utilize a 3G connection, which is just internet-based, and that's how we communicate back and forth to and from your vehicle.
The cool thing for our device is we use a cloud-based services. So we can basically whittle that down to what network is available. So that was very important for us when we looked at a connected device that we wanted to make universal. Unfortunately, the network's not universal, so we have to play to a lot of different ears. The cloud-based model allows us to do that. So even if you don't have a 3G or iPhone 4 or what have you, you'll still be able to communicate with your car through text messaging to our server.
The idea with Autobot is we're taking information from your car so we can detect if you need an oil change. So that concept alone makes the system free.
Right now the goal is to have no monthly fee. So how do we do that? We again looked at our friends in software startups and how did they make money? And we looked at the advertising model, and it was really important to us to take a long, hard look at that. So we decided that the best way was to give consumers the choice. If they want the safety and security with no monthly fee, they have to agree to let us offer them benefits based on what their car needs and the things that they spend money on daily.
If we know you need an oil change, we can offer you a place 5 miles from where you're parked and say, hey, if you come in and get your oil service at this place, it's an intelligent offer, but that information is valuable to the consumer, and it's very valuable to the advertiser wanting to get you to come in and get your car serviced.
This is Guy Daniels for Connected States of America in New Albany, Indiana.